Alright, what is going on, y'all, man? We are back with another video. In today's video, we are going to talk about the second weekend of March Madness. So, this week 16, Elite 8. Overall, this weekend was interesting. We had some upsets. We definitely have an unexpected team in the Final Four, and that is UCLA. Overall, man, a lot of people undermine the Pac-12, but they showed out during the tournament. They had 3 teams to Elite 8. Coming into this weekend, I believe they was undefeated. They was undefeated in the tournament. So well, well done, good job, Pac-12. I know the big thing is a lot of people were disappointed how the Big Ten fared in the tournament. Overall, it wasn't a good showing from the Big Ten team in the tournament, but there was one team who made it to the Elite Eight this year. That was Michigan. And we are going to talk about Michigan in a bit. First off, let's talk about Gonzaga this weekend. Showed out this weekend. They blew out Creighton. Really destroyed USC last night. And overall, this team is looking very strong. Look like the most complete team right now. One thing that's kind of getting overshadowed is their defense, man. We know how good they are offensively, but they really been impressive defensively so far in the tournament, especially yesterday. Like, they was causing havoc. They was disruptive. Very impressive defensive performance yesterday. Then this team is going to be a force to be reckoned with. And honestly, right now they look like the favorites to win. Next up, let's talk about USC. Heck of a season. Very impressed with the Mobley brothers. In this tournament. Probably the best front court tandem in the country. They just ran to the best team in the country right now. And, well, not right now, but all season long. And Gonzaga really outmatched them. But overall, they had a very good season, great run. They really showed out this tournament. They really they put on for the Pac-12. Oregon, Oregon, they had a good season. This is really one team I was higher on than most people were because I've seen a lot of the game this year, particularly in the Pac-12 conference. Team was very explosive on the offensive end. They can shoot lights out. And I love their guard play. They just ran to a bigger team in USC, and that team USC was hot. It just wasn't a night. All right, so let's talk about Michigan. Very good season for Michigan. National Coach of the Year, Big Ten Coach of the Year, and Juwan Howard, man, he making an impact already for this team. This team only gonna get better as they had #1 recruiting class coming in next year, but very good season. Not a lot of people thought this team would be a #1 seed, including myself. I thought they'd be a pretty good team, but I didn't expect them to be a #1 seed and a top 5 team all season long. So very good job, Juwan Howard. However, they beat Florida State. Kind of made that game into a little rugged game, ugly game, but they beat Florida State their own game. They were very good defensively on that game, but in the Elite Eight game, the loss of Isaiah Livers really showed. Um, this game last night with UCLA was a very ugly game, very poor shooting game. Overall, it wasn't a good really wasn't a good game to watch if you ask me. But both teams, showed grit. They played very tough defensively. It just wasn't a pretty game from the offensive end. But really, the loss of Isaiah Livers really showed in this game. I do believe they had Isaiah Livers, they would have won this game. But shout out to UCLA. The first 14, this team was in the first 4 games. So they played an extra game before the start of the tournament, and they are in the Final Four. What a run this team has made. Nobody expecting this team to make the Final Four run, including myself. This team it really showed out, and they really put on for the big, Pac-12, which a lot of people undermine, didn't pay any attention to. They really think this is a good conference, but they really showed that they're a good conference this run. They really show how good a conference they were this year. And they trying to tell the nation that we tired of being disrespected. UCLA, granted, is the one Pac-12 team in the Final Four, but they still had 8. Like I said, they still had 8. I think they had 18, 17 in the tournament, and all 17 did a very good job. I believe it was 6 or 17, but 3 teams in the Elite 8, undefeated coming to the Sweet 16. This very good run for the Pac-12, and man, this is nobody expected UCLA to get in the tournament. Very proud of the way this UCLA team is playing. Next up they got Gonzaga, and we talk about that in a minute. Now let's talk about the other side of the bracket. The game that really caught my eye this weekend, this Week 16 at least, was the Baylor Villanova game. This is a very good game. As not a lot of people expected, Villanova had control of the game most of that game up until about the halfway mark of the second half, and that's where Baylor really disrupted Villanova. They really caused havoc on the defensive end, and the loss of Colin Gillespie really showed in that game. It's particularly that stretches where they look out of sorts offensively. They didn't have no flow on the offensive end. They wasn't able to get their sets. They really missed Colin Gillespie in that game, and they would have had Colin Gillespie. I would have been interested to see how that game would have went, particularly in that stretch where they were struggling to find offense, getting the offensive rhythm. But this Baylor team, man, I believe this is the best backcourt in the country. Off night, Jared Butler, Tease, man, this team a handful of the guards. And then the way they showed out against Arkansas, man, this team had, to me, a very impressive performance in Arkansas. They really showed that they were the better team. The guards came to play. Even though Off Night was in foul trouble, he showed his impact on the floor. This man makes such an impact on both ends of the floor. It's very fun to watch. I know a lot of people give him the Donovan Mitchell comparison because he looked like him, but he got that grit, and his first step might be the quickest in the country, man. He got one of the quickest first steps in the nation. It's very fun to watch him. All right, the other my favorite game of the Sweet 16 was Oral Roberts versus Arkansas. Oral Roberts, the 15 seed. Really love the duo between Abrams and Bohannon. I forgot his last name, but the big boy, and then the guard, nation leading scorer, Oral Roberts. Man, that tandem was one of the best tandems in the tournament. Probably was the best tandem in the tournament. Throughout that point, that team was very fun to watch. Seeing the 15, see making a run like that, giving Arkansas a run for the money, and I really thought that shot by Abrams was going in. Can't ask for a better look, man. I came away very, very impressed with this Oral Roberts team. Next up, Loyola Chicago, my hometown. Hometown team. Since it's just me going for Illinois because that's my brother alumni school. I was rooting for Loyola Chicago. Fan playing Loyola Chicago, but Oregon State team came away. They had a gritty performance. That game wasn't really a pretty game to watch either, but it was a gritty performance for Oregon State. They made a run that I honestly didn't expect them to make, and I know not really anybody expected them to make outside of Oregon State fans. But shout out to Oregon State for making it to Elite 8, man. They made a good run. And like I said, the Pac-12 continued to show how good they were. They made how good of a run they was playing. They was making in the tournament. So shout out to Oregon State and shout out to the Pac-12 for making a great run in the tournament and just showing how good a conference they were this season. Next up, we'll talk about Syracuse Houston. Really wasn't that game was okay. Another slow-paced game. Houston just showed that they're a better team. They're a more lanky team, more tougher team. So just a case of a better team won that game. And then just march on to Oregon State Houston game once again. Another slow-paced game. But Houston did a very good job of taking away Oregon State best player, shot maker, and Ethan Thompson. They really slowed him down. He had a rough night, but that was a lot of credit to Houston, man. They showed that they're an underrated team, even though they was a 2 seed. A A lot of people was saying that this was the weakest 2 seed, but in the Final Four now. All right, let's talk about the Final Four. So we got Final Four matchup of Gonzaga versus UCLA in one end, and then Baylor versus Houston. Like I said, I'm gonna make a video based off the Final Four and championship game next week. But my prediction is, I think the matchup that everybody want to see that we should have got early in the season, but due to the virus, it didn't happen. But I'm expecting a Gonzaga versus Baylor matchup, and I'm not gonna give my prediction of who I think gonna win it all, because that's gonna be one heck of a game if this happens. And I know everybody wants to see the matchup, the best 2 team, through the majority of the season. For a national championship game, that's gonna be one heck of a national championship game if both teams win. We're not gonna count out UCLA or Houston, because they both teams gotta play and win that game. But man, if we get that matchup, that's gonna be one heck of a game to see. So overall, this second weekend, Sweet 16, Elite 8, it was a very good weekend. We had upsets. We had Oral Roberts making a great run in the tournament. We have Syracuse making another good run in the tournament. Again, we got UCLA from the first 4 games making it to the Final Four. We had Pac-12 showing how good of a conference they were this year and how good a tournament they had. Yeah, it was fun basketball this weekend, and we had the dominant teams and Gonzaga and Baylor showing why they was among the best teams all season. They showing their dominance in the tournament, particularly Gonzaga, man. They showing how good they were on both ends. They just showing how good a team they are. So the main thing is, can Gonzaga finish out these last 2 games undefeated? Can they get the job done and be among one of the greatest teams in the NCAA, or among one of the greatest college seasons ever? Gonna find out after this weekend, man. And then can Baylor beat Gonzaga, and are we going to get that matchup that everybody wants, Baylor and Gonzaga? We're gonna find out. Like I said, I'm in the video here. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know in the comments how you guys feel about the tournament so far. What do you guys think of the tournament so far? Do you guys like this tournament? Was it chalk? I don't know how you can say it's chalk, but and last but not least, did you guys want to see the Gonzaga versus Baylor game? And if they were to match up, who do you guys have in that matchup? Let me know in the comments, man. With that being said, I hope you guys enjoy the video, and I'll catch y'all later, man. Peace out.